Today, this is the latest video update for Typhoon Muifa and Tropical Storm Merbok. It is the 5th of August 2011, 0830 Zulu, 4:30 p.m. Philippine time, 5:30 p.m. Japan time. We have again Muifa moving very close to Okinawa, located just 70 kilometers southwest of Okinawa. Again, maximum sustained winds 155, gusting to 200. Muifa actually now moving northwestward at 10 kilometers per hour. It has slowed down to a crawl. It's past 12 hours, actually stalling south of Okinawa this morning, but has since moved northwest. As I said, close to the southern tip, the eye actually brushing the southern part of the island based on pressure readings and wind reports there. We also have this infrared image and showing that still we have that warmer cloud tops still mainly organized. You can also see in this microwave image showing the broken convective bands moving north across the island for the past 6 to 8 hours, bringing heavy rain as well as strong winds there, having wind gusts of well above the typhoon force from Kadena and Naha airport. And actually, when you look at the lower levels, we have the 37 gigahertz, and you can see still having that excellent signature, excellent structure here and the microwave, and you have still having that eye, which is still evident here on the visible image. You can also see that eye there, a bit cloud filled, but you can still make that out there in this image. And you also have this close-up visible image taken about an hour and a half ago. You can see the eye in relation to Okinawa Island, see the southern tip brushing that huge eye of Muifa, and we actually have reports from Okinawa saying lighter conditions in terms of winds and also clouds with the conditions there. But in terms of winds, you can see still strong winds around Okinawa. The southern tip, as I said, reporting relatively lighter conditions. The peak winds and the strongest of winds so far today have actually been reported around noon local time there. It has since dropped off and weakened again as the eye passes near the island. Now range to 70 kilometers per hour, so still having the typhoon force sustained, and also gusts reported around 140 to 160 kilometers per hour. So that tells you the strength of winds here with Muifa, definitely around category 2 in terms of wind gusts. Again, those winds lighter this afternoon. And also pressure reports around 956 hectopascals, bottoming out around 956 by Naha airport. Actually have risen to around 957 as of their latest observations. So that tells you, that indicates that the eye seems to be moving away from the island now. But still, the backside or the other half of the typhoon will begin to impact the island anytime now, bringing in another round of strong winds and heavy rain that will last throughout the night there. Again, showing you the wind still. We have the satellite analysis. You can still see, use this with caution because can have inconsistencies with the reports to the ground, but in terms of the general idea, it gives you that image of typhoon force definitely covering much of the island. Also tropical storm force winds extending outward as far away as Amami Islands to the north there. I can also see in this image the analysis depicting lighter winds near the center around tropical storm force winds or less, which correlates well with the latest wind reports here from JMA there. And another side of the storm is the rain here. Not only the winds, but very heavy rain with Muifa. And as I said, with this slowing down to a crawl, we expect those rainfall amounts to blow up, and yesterday we were forecasting 100 to 200 millimeters. Now with the slow movement, you could probably see reports of around 400 millimeters, depending on the areas that will be under heavy bands of rain for a long period of time. And you can see the rainfall amounts here ranging from 7 to 10 millimeters, and this is as of the last hour, around 5 p.m. Japan 5 p.m. Japan time. And you can see also in this area, northern half of Okinawa, reporting moderate to heavy rain, around 15 to 25 millimeters of rain this past hour, mainly because they were under that heavy precipitation for that past hour. And also you can see in this latest radar image from JMA, you can also see those bands making their way through the northern half of the island. Very heavy rain, around 50 millimeter per hour rainfall rates there. I also see the southern half, mainly light to moderate, around 10 to 20 millimeters of rain. Still heavy rain going to be continuing for at least 8 to 12 hours as Muifa moves very slowly towards the northwest. And you still see this other half, the backside of the storm, still very healthy and very organized in terms of the radar presentation here from JMA. So for short-term forecast, you have here from JMA, this white dots represent around every 3-hour positions for Muifa. So this is around 6 Zoo or 3 p.m. Japan time. So this white dot here represents 6 p.m., 9 p.m., 12 midnight, and so on. So you can see by Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, it will still be within that strong winds from Muifa, within around 200 kilometers of the island by tomorrow. So those winds and then heavy rain will continue, as I said, for at least 12 hours, and the winds will begin to die down to around tropical storm by dawn, and then weakening to less than tropical storm by Saturday afternoon. In terms of the long-range forecast here, moving away from Okinawa and showing you the models having that excellent agreement now of bringing Muifa just offshore of Zhejiang province, east of Shanghai, but you can still see some models taking it inland towards the city by Sunday, and then onwards passing to Shandong Peninsula by Monday, and into northeastern China by Tuesday. And you can also see this image, the forecast from models for tropical storm Merbok, mainly recurving it away from Japan, away from any land, by next week. And you can also see we also have the Euro model, the ECMWF model. So by August 6, Saturday, tomorrow afternoon, we have Muifa moving northwestward near around the East China Sea, and you can also see ECMWF still wanting to strengthen Muifa to around 63 meters per second. So still strong typhoon, intensifying typhoon. And you can see by Sunday, east of Shanghai, but still intensifying now around 64 meters per second by that time. And you can also see Merbok here intensifying to a typhoon as depicted by the Euro model. Again, by Monday, it will be crossing the Shandong Peninsula near the city of passing near the city of Qingdao here in northeastern China by Monday morning China time. And well, again, the farther west it goes will largely depend again on the ridge as well as on the trough here in central China. Moving eastward, it should pick up Muifa within the next 48 to 72 hours as it moves toward the Shanghai area. But again, the strength of those two systems, the ridge and the trough, and the speed of them will definitely influence Moifa's movement for the next 2 to 3 days as it moves northward. You can also see in this forecast from China, from the National Meteorological Center here in Beijing, forecasting Moifa to still intensify to around, you can see the initialization around 950 hectopascals. So by 24 hours, by Saturday, they're expecting this to intensify further to 935 hectopascals, coming a super typhoon perhaps again on their forecast. And once it interacts in Zhejiang province by Sunday, it will weaken dramatically to 960 hectopascals. For the Chinese agency here, showing Moifa making landfall here in eastern China. As for JMA, mainly staying offshore for Moifa, forecasting it again by Sunday to be east of Shanghai, probably around 200 kilometers, and also crossing the Shandong Peninsula and onwards into northeastern Shanghai there by Tuesday. And we also have here JDWC's forecast, also an offshore solution being shown by JDWC, but still they are also expecting Moifa to intensify, peaking perhaps at around 95 knots by Sunday morning once it is east of Shanghai, but still maintaining that typhoon intensity for 3 days by Monday. And once it crosses into Shandong Peninsula and into Bohai Sea, interacting with cooler waters, will weaken to a tropical storm and will dissipate as a tropical depression by Wednesday there over the northeastern China. And you have here showing you the ocean heat content here in Southeast China Sea. You can see Moifa moving into a relatively more favorable region for the next 12 to 36 hours here in East China Sea, which is why I'm also not ruling out re-intensification perhaps to a category 3. And if all conditions become really favorable, wind shear is around 5 to 10 knots, so not a problem here for Moifa. And Moifa still has that outflow channels helping it to strengthen by 24 hours. So you can see I'm still expecting Moifa to become a category 3 by Sunday once it reaches east of Shanghai, and also weakening down to a typhoon category tropical storm by Tuesday around Bohai Sea here in northeastern China. Now moving on to Tropical Storm Merbok, showing actually great improvement over the past 24 hours, still moving over northwest Pacific, well away from any land. Sea maximum sustained winds have increased to 95 kph, gusting to 120, so still nearing that typhoon status now, moving northwestward at 20 kilometers per hour. And you can also see in this infrared image, convection have greatly improved, and now over the center. You can see here wrapping around that storm center. Look at around here. And in terms of forecast, as I said, moving well away from land, and you can also see here from JTWC showing the same scenario. Also expecting Merbok to intensify to a typhoon by Sunday there, but will weaken to a tropical storm once it moves northward towards the cooler waters. Now moving on to the Philippines for a bit. Also we have here Invest 90W, a low chance from JTWC, but we'll continue to watch and monitor this for possible development. As for the Philippines, we have still the southwest monsoon affecting Palawan and Visayas, with rainfall rates ranging from 50 to 100 millimeters, so still has the capacity to give floods and mudslides around this region. So that's the update for today. We'll have again another update for tomorrow for Moifa. showing you the links for JMA again for the latest warnings there, and also storm2k.org